Hello Forkies, this is day 123 of me playing chess every day until I reach the rapid rating of 2500. So here we go. We have the game, we have the white pieces, so let's play pawn to e4 here. We're playing against a quite strong opponent, e4, e5 of course, knight f3 attacking the pawn now. Knight c6 is the most common move, he plays d4 though. Let's play d4, this is the standard Philidor position, nothing wrong with it. Takes and takes with the knight of course. Knight f6. Okay, now knight c3 I think is the most playable move. Bishop e7 and bishop f4 is my prep. Here I know that now queen d2 is the best, trying to long castle and then play for quick king side attack with my pawns. A6 is one of the moves I guess. I'm not sure what I can do besides castling. B5 I didn't really think was great because now c6 is very weak and you cannot develop the knight to d7 because of knight to c6. And I'm not really scared of b4, so just knight b1 there I think. I think we can start with h. Oh, but I am scared of b4 because the pawn is hanging on e4. So maybe playing bishop d3, but then c5 here and c4, and then b4. Also e5 is a playable move definitely. Maybe I should play e5, but then also c5 comes, yeah? And I don't have the knight on f5. Maybe f3, yeah? f3 securing the pawn, so if b4 I can play knight e2 or knight b1, and if c5 I can still play knight f5, and after takes I'm fine. Rook e8 played logical move as well. Now simply h4, h5, and h6 is my idea here. H6 played right away. I think g4, g5 now makes some sense as well. I'm just trying to attack and I'm slightly quicker. I think, I mean, before there is still no attack, but when g5 is played, while I'm opening the files, I'm attacking the pieces. The g file is open for me. I'm overdeveloped. I have more pieces developed than my opponent does. So I think my position is just far easier to play. Knight to h7, I guess it's a reasonable choice. Because if g5 takes and takes and simply knight takes, then I think I have queen h2 though. Should be winning on the spot. Yes, I think so. So g5 takes with the bishop, I guess. Um, no easy win there. I mean, takes queen takes. I get f4 to play. Queen g6, I guess, and bishop d3. With f5 as an idea as well. Um, g5 takes, bishop takes. I'm sacrificing a pawn. I mean, queen h2, bishop f4, queen f4 also doesn't look bad. I mean, taking here g5 has to be the first move. I'm pretty sure about it. Takes, and knight takes, simply queen h2 wins. Taking back with the pawn. Yeah, if I take like this, then probably not the best. I mean, if bishop takes, we could take and play f4 there. Bishop takes is played. I mean, rook h7 works if king takes, but you take on f4. After takes king h7, I don't have anything. Am I correct? Probably, although bishop d3, rook h1 also looks quite intimidating. So bishop takes, yes, has to be played. And after queen takes, simply f4. Why not? I mean, my position looks pretty fine. f4 probably has to be played. Queen f6 looks correct. Although I was talking about queen g6 earlier. Bishop d3 and e5 or f5 then. Also just queen g6, king b1, very reasonable choice as well. But just the fact that e4 will be hanging after b4 is slightly unpleasant, but after like knight a4 takes, I still have queen to h2 there. But that's not so powerful. I mean, my rook is opened, so I've sacrificed a pawn. My rook is now open. The queen is on g3, which I think is bad for my opponent. With all that is coming, I think simply bishop d3 wins the game. I mean, rook g1, then the queen is trapped. Excuse me, what is your idea? Bishop e5 was possible, by the way. Bishop e5 might be the best move there. And then rook g1 and the queen is trapped. I missed bishop b5. I mean, I not that I missed it. I knew the idea, but I still think this is very strong. I mean, then my opponent would get a rook and a bishop, and I would get a queen and a pawn, which is completely winning. But still, I mean, I think you cannot really. I mean, if you have to play queen g6, then rook g1, queen f6, and I can just play queen h7 and just win the game. I mean, if you take here, I just take here and probably take on g7. No, the queen is defending g7, but then I play queen h8 and probably like queen h4. Um, also, oh no, queen g6. I have e5 probably. Um, this still traps the queen, but by the way, doesn't it? Knight takes. I can take queen a piece. I could also just take. I mean, I expect resignation here. I'm not sure what my opponent has in plan. It's just completely losing now. The queen is trapped. There is nowhere it can go. F3 is taken by the knight. E3 is taken by the queen. Thank you for the queen, and now you resign. Bye bye. Will you resign or what? I mean, why doesn't people resign here? I mean, I've taken the queen for absolutely free, and now my opponent finally resigns. Okay, let's analyze the game now. So this is the game review of the game I just played. I played with 94% accuracy, very well. I made one mistake. I mean, one missed opportunity and one inaccuracy. Otherwise, my game was perfect. My opponent played very badly with 75. But let's see now. So I played e4. My opponent responded with e5 after knight f3. I thought we will get into a rule of pass that I'm currently playing, but my opponent played d6, so which is fine. Now d4 takes, and I know there was one grandmaster in the YouTube comment section on my channel that said that queen takes on d4 is a reasonable choice, and after knight c6 to play bishop to b5, that it is very aggressive way of playing. Maybe I will take a look at this before I go into the National Youth Championship that will be in February. But for now, I'm taking with the knight back, and after knight f6, simply knight c3 and bishop f4. My idea is to play queen d2 and castle on the opposite side and just checkmate black. After a6, I played castles, which is still correct. b5 is a mistake, which I thought. Now c6 is very weak. The knight cannot be developed because of the move knight to c6. I guess it could be developed after like h4. Knight d7, and I mean you're losing something queen e8, and then I don't even need to take the bishop. I can just play f3 g4, and your bishop is stuck. My knight is just doing great. Bishop b7, for example, and now I could even go back. I could just take and play for g4 and just checkmate you. I played f3, however, because if I play h4 here, I thought about b4 and I thought it was scary, but it's not. You cannot take after 95. You cannot take because of queen e3. And if you move, you lose the bishop here. If you play f5, I play f3, logical. If you play c6, I probably can just take here and still play for f3, c5, and just move the knight back. And this is just winning because you are pinned and you lose a piece. Okay, so now I know that f3. I usually play f3 in these kind of positions, but not a bad move. H4 also a missed opportunity. I have to play g4. g4, b4, and I go knight 2, I guess, knight d5 even, takes, and I will mate black. That's the idea. So from the move h4, I've been playing every single move from then perfectly. You will see. H6 I played perfectly with g5, and now I'm winning. G5 best move. Takes, bishop takes, I take, and play for f4, and after bishop b5, even not the best move. I noticed bishop b5 is an option, and after rook g1, I'm just winning the queen because it is trapped, as you will see. But bishop d3 equally strong. The knight is just hanging when e5 will be played, and this is just game over. My opponent played the move knight f6, and after rook dg1, queen f3. Okay, but now simply knight takes on f3, and my opponent resigned, and I won a pretty nice game. I mean, I just completely outplayed my opponent. I made two mistakes. two bad moves, and otherwise it was just a perfect game of chess. So I'm pretty happy about it. But usually I lose the second one. When I win the first game in this kind of two game challenges in a day, then I usually lose the second one. So I will try to make it a difference today. We have another game. We have the black pieces. In this one, we're playing against 2090 rated player opponent. D4, D5, of course. And we get the Queen's Gambit. Now, C6 is my favorite move against the Queen's Gambit. It is pretty straightforward, just defending the pawn here. Now, Bishop F5 is a losing mistake after Queen. I mean, losing mistake. It is very bad move. Simply E6 is the best way to play this kind of positions. And after Knight F3, Knight D7, we reach pretty much the main lines. Bishop D3. I don't remember Bishop D3, but I think I can just take and play as the knight were on D7 and on F3. B5, I think, and A6, and I think Knight F3, Knight D7 just retransposes, yes, to the main lines. This is just normal stuff. Castling is already bad. Not, I mean, it is a book move, as you will see in a game review, but E4 is better. Now C5 is the best way of playing, definitely. The bishop is coming to this long diagonal, and my position is pretty perfect. Knight E4, I think simply Bishop B7 takes, and I take. Bishop B7 just comes with a tempo now. If takes, simply knight takes, I'm okay with this knight getting traded with this one. Especially if I can keep one on F6, because it is controlling quite a few central squares here in the center of the board. Knight G3 is slightly weird move. I'm not sure what's the idea of it. I think Bishop E7 is okay. My bishop is super strong on this diagonal, and if it remains like that, I mean, E4, yes, is an option, but I think after takes, knight C5, that would be pretty strong. So I think castles, bishop B2. Now we have to focus slightly. What is the best move in the position? Well, we can play the move C takes on D4, but after something recaptures, I guess. I mean, rook C8 is a logical option as well. Queen B6 logical move as well. Knight D5 slightly weird because allows E4. I think rook C8 maybe not the best move, but I cannot spend like 1 minute on this move because we're playing 10-minute games without time increment. That means the time is not added after every single move is played, and that means that flagging is always an option, and I cannot be. I didn't mean to do this move. I mean, it clicked itself. I mean, I didn't want to play the move rook c6. What was this? I don't think it's a blunder though. Yes, I mean, this is slightly unpleasant, but I think I can deal with it. I think takes might be. I mean, I didn't want to play the move rook c6. That so bad. I mean, I think takes, and if takes, then I could probably go to d5. Although e4 comes, I go to b4. Thread of the queens, and I'm fine even if the rook is on c6. And I guess I will double up on the c file. So arguably not that bad of a move, but probably very bad move. Rook c6. I mean, I don't know why I clicked on the square. I tried to make an arrow that I will play queen b6 there, which might not be the best move, but I was planning to play queen b6 and then rook d8. But I clicked on the square c6, and I'm not sure why the rook was also clicked. Okay, bishop b1, a logical option. You don't want to allow this. But now queen b6 comes, yeah. Bishop a3, rook d8, queen c2, rook c8. I mean, queen c7 is also an option, but queen b6 for some reason looks slightly better to me. Maybe I'm weird or something, but queen b6 looks logical. I mean, rook d8. My idea, of course, knight takes on e3. Winning the game. The rook is defended on d8 2 times and attacked only 1 time. So yes, I mean, it's pretty positional game. Maybe I'm trying to play for c4, maybe not. I mean, opening this bishop would be pretty awesome here. And just for the notice, I think that if he's threatening mate, so let's play something quickly. G6, I guess, only move, yeah. It is the only move. so I cannot really think about it. If I win this game, yes, what I was talking about is if I win this game, then I think I will reach my highest rapid rating on chess.com like ever. So that's pretty big. And one thing, the queen on d3 stops, I mean, the idea of c4. But also when c4 will be possible, then it will come with a tempo. So that is, I think, quite crucial. Also, there will be some sacrifices. e3 now comes with a check, but that also like earlier. Not yet, of course, not yet, but in maybe the near future. So now rook c8 looks logical to me, trying to justify the rook placement being on c6, of course, and just trying to play for c4. So yes, the knight is getting pretty active here. A knight d6, I just take. Oh, I cannot take on knight d6 because the bishop opens up. Maybe that's slightly. Yeah, g6 just weakens up. So many squares. I think c4 takes and takes might be okay. c4 knight d6, however, I could still take and don't take back, but play for c3. Um, and yeah, that would be winning. c4 knight d6. I just take knight f6. I just take with the bishop and then play c3 and win the game. c4 takes. I don't think I'm blundering something there. Um, what? I just take and play for c3. Why is it so bad? Does he? No, no. c3 happens. What? Also, I could win a piece. No, I probably I could like with some pins there. But here, knight here. I think wins the piece, but suddenly the bishop is too open. I think. I mean, b4 probably still wins the game. So why not play for b4? Just total domination, and then take here and place the bishop on a6. Just win the game. Okay, you go with this idea. Of course, I don't wanna allow this. I just take here. Yeah? I mean, your bishop is completely dead, and I think I might be better. I mean, I'm up a pawn with just. I mean, now it I didn't mean I think I'm better. I wanted to say I know I'm much better. Now a5 comes with this idea. Um, here I think I just have knight before just winning the game. Knight before knight f4. But usually yes, knight before is also some kind of fork. Um, I mean we can take. We could also play bishop a6, bishop d3 here. Um, but then he has this in between move. Now we have to calculate. Bishop a6 wins the game. After bishop d3, knight f4 takes here. He can take, which is slight problem. I go here, you take back, and I win the game. Yes, bishop a6 wins. I mean takes. I just take back and still I'm winning. Yes, I think now we and my pawn c3 is still untouchable even at the end. Knight f4 just yeah. The rook is open now. The queen is attacked. We just win the game now. Um, I mean, if you go to d1, I take with by attacking the queen. So queen d1 that would be. Oh, but is my pawn hanging there? I I might as well push the pawn there. Um, I might as well have to push the pawn after takes. You go there, which is oh, you're suddenly opening up the bishop, and this cannot be. Oh my god. Now we couldn't just take back. Just for a note, side note, we can take back. We can take back, which I think has to be the best move. I was getting kind of freaked out, but I think we can take back. And my bishop is still much better than these rooks, so um, just go on the default. I was getting a heart attack here when I saw that queen e4 was played, queen e5 was played, but I think I'm still completely cooking this guy. Bishop f5 perhaps. I mean, yes, now it's g4. I go here. I mean, also bishop a6 back has to be much better with this idea, of course. I mean, this I think you just cannot defend yourself. If queen e3 has to be played, then I just win because of this idea as well. 4 minutes 30 seconds, I guess that's enough to win without his bishop in the game. Queen e3 I think has to be played now, but it's slightly hard move. I mean, also these pawns are very weak. My bishop is perfectly placed. If my opponent cannot capture the pawn, then I win. Queen e3 has to be played. Rook e2 I think just here. No, rook e2 I just take. Oh my god. My opponent just resigns the game. Wow. Let's analyze the game now, but we reached our highest rating ever. So let's analyze the game now. So this is the game review of the game I just played. I played with 86% accuracy, very well. My opponent played with 80, not so bad either, but he made a losing blunder there. So let's see. d4 and d5 was played. He played the queen's gambit. I played pawn to c6, of course. Now knight c3, knight f6, and d3 was played. And here the computer says bishop f5 is the best move. No, he doesn't. It doesn't. But bishop f5 is a bad move after takes and queen b3. Excuse me. Excuse me. Um, so yes, I mean the b7 pawn is attacked, the d5 pawn is pressured. This is just bad. Knight c6 the best move. I mean, allowing this and playing then bishop d7. I don't like this. I mean, it. I mean it's only plus 2, but I don't believe it. I play e6 here, which is fine. Bishop d3 takes and takes is probably just the best way to play this. Knight f3, knight d7, and this is still theory. Here not castling, but playing e4 is slightly better after c5. Now you can choose between pushing either of the pawns, but I guess d5 is the main line. c4 takes bishop c2. You play bishop b7, and then you castle queen c7, and you don't need to know the theory, but this is quite insane. My pawn is on e6. My bishop will go to c5. My bishops are pretty open on this diagonal. I will castle. Yes, this is the idea. My opponent castles, which is not as challenging. Now simply c5. Knight e4 is already quite mysterious, I think. Bishop b7 just developed in the bishop, and now knight g3 was played. I mean, your knight will do absolutely nothing on g3. I mean, it cannot jump forward. I guess it is trying to play for e4, but so does the knight on c3, and you spend like 2 tempi developing the knight to g3. Probably still fine, I guess. Bishop e7, b3, castles, bishop b2, rook c8, and I played rook c6 here. I was trying to play queen b6, and then I simply clicked on the square. I guess it's not a losing blunder, yes. I figured that one out. But I'm also trying to double up on the c file. So, multi-purpose move. Knight e5, now I took, of course. Takes and knight d4. Bishop back, and I played queen b6, which is bad move. Actually, knight h5, the best move. Suddenly the knight on g3 reactivates itself with knight h5. What is the idea? Probably queen g4. If I play rook c8, for example. Oh, even knight takes g7 works now. But also queen g4 is quite strong, and if I have to go here, then you can play e4 and knight f6, just much better. I'm trying to win via this checkmate. So he played queen d3, which is slightly bad. Threatening mate, of course, but I only have one move, which is g6, and now I'm fine. Queen c2, rook c8, a mistake again. Knight e4, I play c4. He played losing blunder. Knight d6, I can just take, and now don't take back, but I play just a winning move c3, and this is just game over. Bishop back to a1, and I play b4, once again the best move in the position. Now bishop e4, and it's just game over. I mean, a3, a5, takes, and bishop a6, maybe not the best way to play. Bishop d3, and now I play knight f4, and just winning this bishop back, and then just taking the pawn back. I could not know that I can take on f1, it's still fine. Rook c3, by the way, the best move, not even takes here. If it takes, then of course takes on d6, so that's the idea. If I have to play like, oh, queen b7, I can play queen b7, which I slightly missed. And then rook d5, winning the pawn back. I guess that's still playable. I played with simply taking back, which is still completely winning. Bishop a6, slight mistake. because of rook takes. Rook takes is the best move there. Takes and bishop takes, and I have to play. Rook d4 is a move. Of course, the idea is checkmate here, and king f8 is also playable. Queen h8, bishop f6, king d7. You cannot take here because I take and be up a piece. So you have to play like weird moves like queen g7 only move, rook c8 only move now. Once again, queen takes and king c6, and you say you have enough compensation. I'm not sure, but yes. I mean, my opponent played the move h4, and now after the move rook to d2, my opponent resigns, and we have reached the rating of 2064, which is my highest rating so far. I won both games today. Let me just go full screen for the outro of the video. So yes, thank you guys for being here. Where is here we go. Thank you guys for being here. As I mentioned, I have a Twitch channel where I stream pretty regularly now, excuse me. And if you wanna check me and catch me while I'm live on Twitch as well, you can check out the link in the description below, and you can follow me there as well. And if you have any questions of the games I just played, well, you can write those comments in the comment section below. I will be reading and answering all of the comments. And as always, if you liked the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It would really help me out. And see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.